Hey, comic book fans, my nerdy friends, my geeky compadres, what's going on? Welcome to this week's Lightning Round Reviews, where I will review 6 books for you this week. So let's get going. Alright, the first book I read was East of West, issue 11. Love this book. The world building that has been going on, the new characters we've been introduced to, and all is kind of coming together into this sort of United Nations meeting that they're all having. And we're introduced to some more new characters, which look quite interesting. I love this book. I think it's fantastic. I've been saying this since issue 1. It's just really, really good. And if you're not reading it, I really, really think you should. At least catch up in trades. Pick up the trades. It's fantastic. Then we have issue 1 of Iron Fist, The Living Weapon. I really enjoyed this. Supremely enjoyed this. I actually think this was probably my pick of the week. I liked the 2 different art styles that were going on with the present and the past. I liked the backstory that we got. I loved what was going on. There were some really humorous parts in it. There were some really serious parts in it. I just really, really liked this. I really was feeling this book. And actually, the rest of the books I read kind of suffered from me reading this book so early on. So if you haven't picked this up, go out and give it a shot. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really, really good. We have Manifest Destiny issue 6. This title continues to be stellar. Really like it. There was this battle going on, and Lewis and Clark kind of got captured in a way, and what happened during the capture was really kind of funny. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was really, really good. I think this is the end of the first story arc. That would be my guess, because it's a really good, not ending point, but a really good, break for something else to happen next. So I believe this is probably going to go into trade real quick, being that it's an Image book. That first trade will also be $10. So if you haven't been picking this up in singles, be on the lookout for that trade. It's definitely worth it. One of my favorites. Then we had Nightcrawler, issue number 1. Chris Claremont coming back on to do an X-Men book. Not my favorite number 1 issue ever. To me, it felt like a lot was trying to be crammed into this one issue to set up for further stories. But I don't know. This is one of those books that suffered from me reading Iron Fist earlier on. It just didn't work well for me. I don't know. There was some parts that I really did like. I really enjoyed some certain things, and I thought that was great. But overall, it didn't wow me. It didn't have that punch that I was hoping for. I'm going to stay on it for a couple more issues. Give it a real chance and see what comes of it. Hopefully it picks up. One thing that I really did like about this issue was the wall art that Kurt had in his loft at the school. If you picked it up, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was really cool. And actually it's really funny because it's 2 posters really of Giant Size X-Men number 1 and Excalibur number 1. So funny thing is, I got Excalibur number 1 just the other day, so it was funny to see it in there. But overall, like I said, not fantastic, but I have high hopes for it, and I'm going to stick with it for a few more issues for sure. Then we have like the biggest disappointment for me this week, which is really sad because I've been loving this book ever since it started. But Superior Foes of Spider-Man, issue number 11. First off, it had nothing to do with any of these characters right here. Absolutely nothing. Which is a big, big bummer because I've been loving the story between these 5 characters. This book was split into 2 sections. One about the Grizzly and one about the Looter. Really, they were just stories talking about how hard it is now that Octo Spidey has taken over Spider-Man's body. That's it. It was supremely disappointing. Superiorly disappointing. Just miserable. If you guys just happen to have been picking up this book and then didn't pick up this issue, I would say skip it. It has absolutely nothing to do with the overlaying story of the series. Like I said, has nothing to do with either of these 5 characters. It's pretty much just a book about how Spider-Man has changed. That's it. There were a few funny parts in the Grizzly story, I will admit to that, but the Looter story was just depressing. Like, it depressed me. I didn't want to keep reading it. It just didn't work for me at all. If I was on the precipice of dropping this book, I would do it just based on this issue. But the story has been so great that I'm not going to drop it. I just hope this is like a one-time thing. I hope it doesn't continue for the last couple issues to be stories about other villains that we're not even invested in, talking about how Spider-Man has become different. And last but not least, Walking Dead issue 125. This would be my second favorite book of the week. This is the second to last issue in the All Out War story arc. There's a whole lot of talking going on in this book, and it all leads up to this one moment at the very end, as it usually does, that you're just like, oh my god, and yeah, that worked completely. I expected a moment like that. I just wasn't entirely sure that it was going to be the moment that actually happened. Really, I know a lot of people are kind of down on this story arc because it hasn't been war. It hasn't even, it hasn't been all-out war. But I've enjoyed it. I think this interaction with Negan has been fantastic. Negan, I think, is a better villain than the Governor was. And I've been enjoying the story completely. So this issue was really great, and I'm looking forward to seeing how All Out War is going to end with issue number 126. So those were my books this week. A mixed bag, really, which kind of bums me out because I thought it was going to be like a really, really good week. If you look at the titles that I picked up, they should have just all been stellar and really... 4 good issues out of 6 isn't bad, but 2 disappointments really kind of sucks. So hopefully next week will be better. I don't know what's coming out next week. I'll have to double check that. But I hope you guys all got out to your comic shops, picked up your books, and I hope you enjoyed them all. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you later.